Hey guys, Coach Jen here with your Wellness Wednesday tips. So for myself personally, 3 things that I would say that stress me out are: one, not having enough time to be able to do or complete something, which kind of leads me a little bit into number 2, which is procrastinating, which for myself kind of sucks because I do that all the time. And then the third thing that I would say that stresses me out is not being able to be in control of things, or maybe even handling certain things on my own. So what do I do whenever I'm feeling stressed out and I have to deal with things? So for one, obviously I know this one's common for a lot of people, but hearing music really does help me. It helps calm me down, and just try to get back into that zone where I can just handle things. 2, I also like to go out on drives or things like that. I know it really helps, just to let me think things through and just find a way to handle them. And obviously probably the easiest one is my third one. It's just anything that I can tackle and just get done, just do it so I can get that pretty much stress taken off my shoulders. So yeah, hope you like your Wellness Wednesday tips. See you guys next time.
Hey everyone, it's Coach Steven, and for this week's Wellness Wednesday, we'll be talking about things that stress us out. So for my stressors, I wrote down a couple things. My first thing that I like to talk about is career path. This is kind of a big deal for me because as I'm getting older, I'm starting to figure out where do I want to go, where do I want to be in a few years down the line. Right now, I have no idea which path I'm going to take, so I'm kind of considering whether to become a business person or a police officer. So I'm stuck between the two. So one thing that I use to manage that stress is explore my options, see what's out there. For instance, if I want to become a successful business person, which type of business sector would I like to go into? Or is my path better off becoming a police officer? I don't know. So that's why it's one of the things that stresses me out. But I do use another thing that I use. I weigh my pros and cons, see which field would better suit me in the long run. So that's what I'm currently doing right now, trying to weigh those options. So that's one of my stressors. My number 2 stressor is major projects. Everyone has this. Everyone stresses about major projects. We all procrastinate in the end, and which is probably why the big portion of the stress comes in. So ways that I manage major projects, whether it's school, at home, or even at work, I start early. I begin to plan it out, see the picture in the beginning, and plan the picture at the end. That way I can kind of get an idea of where to start and where to begin, and how much progress I should have within time. So those are my 2 stressors. Thank you for tuning in. Leave your stressors. We want to see what you guys are stressed about. Leave it on a video so we can see. And if you have any questions or even agree with me, go ahead. Show us in the video. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Coach Marisela here with another Wellness Wednesday video. For the top 3 things that stress me out, I would have to say the first one is deadlines, the second one is finances, and the third one is when the people around me are unhappy. So let me further explain. For deadlines, I really stress out when there's something that I have to turn in by a certain time, and maybe I'm running out of time or I forget. So that's something that really stresses me out. What I have done to kind of handle that has been, I have 3 different calendars, and I really try to push myself to get things done way before the deadline so I don't have to stress about that. For finances, I just sometimes stress out about making sure that I am saving money and not spending it on unnecessary things. That obviously tends to happen a lot with many of us, but just making sure that I'm saving money. And for that, I have made a whole calendar, like a personal calendar that tells me when I have to pay certain things, and then it also tells me when I have to put money into my savings to ensure that I'm doing that. So that's something that I've sort of got under control now. And then for my third stressor, I do stress out when the people around me are unhappy or they're going through a tough time. I'm somebody who really worries about other people. So if somebody's stressed out, I'm stressed out for them too. So I think just in general, I try to calm myself. It's not I'm not helping the other person if I'm stressed out too. So I try to just calm myself and try to just help them through their problem. And then that helps me be a little bit less stressed out. Okay, bye guys.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Les once again, here we are. Question that has been tossed about for us for our Wellness Wednesdays. Three things that stress me out, and the answer usually to dealing with that, how to manage that stress. So, first and foremost, you guys are children. We're adults, obviously. There are multiple differences in our stresses in the first place. Your parents and us, there's things called responsibility, and a lot of times that is stress within itself. So that's one example. Whether we got to pay our car payments, insurance, rent, to make sure that we're working and we have enough money to maintain that is a giant reason for adult stress, uh, and having to maintain that. So that's one thing is just responsibility alone kind of stresses me out. Um, and you just have to maintain and make sure you're able to be able to handle those things. Uh, Not too much else really gets to me. I will say that just dealing with other people in general, as far as like traffic, just everyday interactions, that can be stressful too. And a lot of times, what I find myself doing, and especially me over the years, since I was a younger person, I had a lot of anger issues, and I'm still prone to having some major anger issues here and there. So over the years, I've learned to, as far as stress management and managing my own health and uh, levels in my life, I've just learned to, just stay quiet. Usually that helps for me is a lot of times just, stay quiet and calm down. You always hear the cliche, take 10 seconds, count 10 seconds. I usually start counting that 10 seconds the moment I assess that I might be in a situation that's going to stress me out. Uh, so it works. Trust me, it works. You don't have to count out loud. You can just start keeping it in your head and just running that little countdown timer. Um, Another thing I usually do, which is tough in these times, even though you can still do some things, is I usually love going to the gym and lifting weights. Sometimes I get a really good session, really good a good workout in when I'm upset and I need to unleash. So yeah, there's that's one thing. But now we have to work out from home, so it kind of makes it a little tough, but it's still manageable. There's still things I can do at home with my body weight and supplements here and there to be able to maintain a workout and maintain a way to feel physically better to where I'm not as stressed as I was before. And another thing I like to do is, I've said it before, I like to read. I love reading. Peace and quiet usually helps me out when I'm stressed out. If I can go to the park or go in my backyard and just get away from everyone. For you guys, I'm sure when you have siblings and overall when we're told to stay inside and not go anywhere, if you do not have a backyard that's big enough to get away from everyone, it's kind of tough. But what you'll learn is that persevering and finding a way to manage in any situation can help you out as you get older in life. So yeah, first thing I like to do is uh, work out if I can. Second thing that I love doing is finding a quiet spot, and if I'm reading or just observing, just hanging out in my backyard, looking out at life. Your everyday life is going on. We look at nature, and we see these shows, but you're hanging out at home or outside, and nature's going on right around you. You got birds chirping, cats, other animals of certain types, insects, and you just look, and you're looking out there, and it can help you calm yourself down. It can help you relieve, forget some things too. And the other thing, almost always, just make sure you can recognize the situation. And if you can recognize, hey, this is going to get really tough, or things are gonna, escalate, you just try to find a way to either remove yourself or lessen your presence.